Hi guys, I'm so sorry that I'm late. I was taking pictures and I was like working and taking pictures and stuff, and Christian, he came home early. So he was just like, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna do a live stream, so you have to leave." Bye. So he just went out. So that was the reasoning behind me being a little bit late, and I'm sorry. Okay, so okay, can everyone hear me? All right. Say yes in the chat if you can hear me. Hi girl. Hi. Yes, thank you, Katie. Yes. Okay, everyone is saying yes. Okay, hi. I was super stressed. I was super stressed out cuz I hate people that are late. Like I hate when you're late and I hate being late. So I apologize for my behavior. I was not prepared for Christian to come home. He usually he um, he went home earlier, and he told me. I mean, I wasn't that surprised. He told me, but I was surprised that he called me and told me that he was coming home, because like I wasn't expecting it. Have you had issues with baldness? No, I haven't. But yeah, okay, hi everyone. Okay, so in this live stream, I will talk about transitioning as pretty much as a whole, like HRT, and I will answer questions on that. And I will also talk a little bit about my own transitioning and how you can, tips that you can follow when you're about to transition. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that in this video, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about questions that you have and so on. So it's going to be kind of like an open communication between us, like me and you, obviously. So yeah, i'm I'm like flushed. I was running to the computer. Christian, he said like hi, bye, and I was like running to the computer and like live. So yeah, hi. Hi. Oh, hey Amanda. Okay, so I'm just going to say something in Swedish for a few moments. So everyone that are Swedish can follow me. Amanda och alla andra som är svenskar. Jag har faktiskt gjort så att jag har skapat en Facebookgrupp för transpersoner på Facebook. Ja, självklart. Och jag har skrivit mer om det på min Instagram, och den kommer att öppna väldigt snart. Den heter Pink and Blues. Så det är en grupp där transpersoner kan, alltså det spelar ingen roll vad för typ av transperson du är, om du är icke-binär, alltså gender fluid, alltså transsexuell, det spelar ingen roll. Det är bara för att det ska vara lite som hjälp. Att man kan prata med andra som går igenom samma sak, tips om hur man kan komma ut och bara prata om vad man vill. Alltså man kan prata om shopping och typ smink och allting med andra transpersoner. Så det kommer jag starta upp, men jag håller på att göra allting just nu. Jag måste hitta moderatorer och allting. Men den kommer heta Pink and Blues. Men det är inte ett and, utan att det är liksom en sån här and. Och du fattar vad jag menar. Men ja, om ni hade velat, hade jag uppskattat jättemycket ifall ni ansökte om ett medlemskap där, eftersom att jag vet ju att ni är transpersoner, eftersom att ni pratat om det och så. Men ja, det var bara det jag ville säga till alla svenskar. Okay, so I was just what is happening? I was just sharing. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm a bit slow today because I was like running to the live stream. Anyways, I was just sharing some news to my Swedish audience because I've actually created a Facebook group. However, it's for Swedish trans people due to the fact that Sweden's health system at the moment is pretty much like crumbling when it comes to like patients that are trans. As I've talked about before, we get everything for free. Uh, yeah, okay. I was just reading the chat for a moment. I've talked about that the Swedish health system regarding trans patients are free, the transitioning and so on. However, due to the pandemic and also due to there's not enough doctors that can help trans patients, so the waiting list is like too long. It takes like 3 years to even get to talk to a therapist, and like 5 years to get on the HRT, and yeah. So yeah, I was just sharing the news. I can hear. I took water before I um ja, och jag vill också bara säga att det är anonymt. Alltså självklart. Alltså Facebookgruppen är anonym. Alltså det går att starta ett annat Facebook-konto och bara skriva till oss moderatorer och admin att man vill vara anonym. Det är helt självklart att man får vara anonym om det är det, alltså om det är något man vill. Jag ville bara säga det. I apologize for my all over the place demeanor. I am so hot because I was running around. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Thanks, Martin. Yes. Anyways, what this live stream is going to be about is, just as I said, I'm going to talk a little bit about transitioning as a whole, everything regarding the transition. And you can, ask me questions, and also you can ask me, you can also ask me questions about something else, anything if you want to. I'm still doing these live streams pretty much. I need to have something to follow, because otherwise I'm just going to be like I've been for the first 7 minutes. I'm going to be all over the place, so it's better for me to have a conversation that I'm going to talk about. And also, if you're not interested in the topics that I'm going to talk about, then you can either be on another live stream, or you can ask those questions that you want to be here for, and then opt out. But yeah, okay, so I got a question. How did you cope during the months waiting for HRT? I actually waited to get on HRT for like 2 years. So I realized that I was trans at the age of 15, and then I started getting on hormones at the age of 18. However, the first year of me going to a therapist, I wasn't really sure about everything. So I pretty much waited for 2 to 3 years before I got everything on the HRT. And how did I cope? In the beginning, it was rather easy coping with the fact that I weren't on HRT, just because everything was so new and I wasn't really sure of everything. I mean, I was sure that I was trans, and I was sure that I wanted to transition and everything like that, but I wasn't really sure on everything. Like, I think you kind of understand if you have transitioned. It's a pretty big commitment. Obviously, you're changing your whole life and your whole outer appearance, and you're kind of becoming this new person, or you're becoming the person that you've always been inside. So in the beginning, it was rather easy coping with the fact that I weren't on the HRT, just because everything was so new. But the months leading up to, or the years leading up to the HRT, it started becoming harder and harder just because I really knew that this was something that I wanted, and I couldn't really wait until I, got on the HRT. So, I mean, I coped as we all cope. Like, sometimes I cried, sometimes I was happy, but for the most part, I always thought of the end results. Like, I watched YouTube videos and trying I was trying to really think of the future, see the light in the end of the tunnel, and just try to really focus on that instead of focusing on what was happening right now. So I was trying to be like, okay, you're going to get on the HRT, like you're going to, but you just need to wait. Just wait a moment longer, or a few years longer. And in the end of that, in the end of the tunnel, everything will be, amazing. But yeah. Okay, so I think people are like wanting me to link the group. Wait, like the Facebook group. Okay, so now I'm talking about it in English, but it's a group, a Facebook group for trans people. However, it's in Swedish, and everything will be in Swedish, so it won't really work if you're from another country. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. But here's the group, Pink and Blues. Have you ever wished that you were born a biological female so you wouldn't have to go through the whole process and discrimination? Obviously, I've thought about that multiple times, hundreds of times. Ever since I realized that I was trans, I've always been like, why couldn't I just be born as everyone else? But now, years later, down the line, I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with the life that I was given, because I am the person that I am, and we are the people we are through the experiences that we live through. So if I wouldn't have been born a trans person, like the person I am, I wouldn't, I wouldn't sit here. I wouldn't be the same person. I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't have the same friends. I wouldn't have met Christian. I would be a completely different person if I was born a cisgender person, like a cis person. So yeah. Okay. So what I was talking about. I, as you all know, I've talked about that many times before, but when you're thinking of going through, when you're thinking of going through a transition, you need to talk to, a therapist and so on. And that is what I did. So when I was 15, I came out to my mom, and then together we contacted a therapist, and I started going there. And the process was, for me, like psychologically and like mentally, it was it was a weird period. Like, that time in my life, I don't really remember it that much. I think it took such a long time getting to the point, like getting from A to point B in regards to, HRT and SRS and everything like that. So I didn't even tell my family members at first that I was trans, due to the fact of me being too scared of telling them. I only told my mom. And before I told a few family members, I actually had someone with me. So when I told my grandma, my grandpa, I had my sister with me because I wasn't really sure how he was going to react, and he reacted like super great. He was so, he was like, that's it. Like I kind of knew that. So, you know, all my family members reacted very positively and they were all very supportive. But when I was supposed to tell people in my immediate family, I told my mom to tell them for me because I was too scared of telling them myself, or I had someone with me. That is a tip that I can like 100% give you. If you're scared of telling your friends or family, you can have someone with you that you know and trust. I think we all have one person, either it's a friend or a sibling or a family member or another adult that you trust, someone that you can trust with, you coming out. So you can come out to them at like first, like you ignore your family. If you believe that your family is transphobic, just ignore them for now and tell a friend that you that are that is supportive, and you tell them and they can support you, and then you can turn to a support group either online or in real life. There are support groups for trans people. Google is your best friend. You can Google it and find support groups either online or in real life. And then with the help from like your friend, you can tell your family together, so you have someone to go with you. I was lucky enough that my family members were really nice and supportive and loving and all of that, but not everyone's family is like that. So I think that's a great tip to have with you. Tell someone that you trust first. Is there a way to take HRT without parental consent? Not in Sweden. I have no idea how it works where you are, but if you're under the age of 18, I believe it's like this in most countries. If you're under the age of 18, you need to have your parental consent. You need to have the parents' consent in order to have HRT. Your grandpa is amazing. He really is. He actually sent me a text. You know, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a post. I posted a picture, and I was talking about the hate I get online and so on. And after that, my grandpa, he sent me a text and he was like, "We love you, we support you. Do you want me to, get the haters for you?" So he's really sweet. Um, what do you think about Maya Henry's new trans movie? I haven't seen it. I think it's called Dawn, the Dad and the Tractor, or your Dad, Dawn and the Tractor. I think it's called something like that, but I haven't seen it. Please don't hate me, Maya. Which age can a person which age can a person start HRT? I mean, which age is the best? I mean, if I'm going to be blunt, if I'm going to be completely honest, the sooner the better. I mean, if you're like 12 and you really know that you're trans, and you have been diagnosed by doctors and so on, then you can actually get on like like hormone blockers, like puberty blockers, but not, so for example, if you're a trans girl at the age of like 12 or 13, you can't get on estrogen, but you can get on testosterone blockers until you're like 16, I believe, and then get on estrogen. And then because of that, you haven't really gone through a male puberty, so you're not going to have the male attributes at all. So that is the best way. And I know that many doctors do that, but you need your parents' consent, obviously. And not everyone knows that they're trans at the age of like 10 or 12. Pretty much, yes. Doctor has a brief look. I don't know what you're talking about now, but I missed it. I know that you're having a conversation on your own, so I'm sorry. Was it hard transitioning with short hair? Yeah, I mean kinda. I've talked about that before, that I've cut my hair right before I transitioned, which is just like straight up stupid. I knew that I was going to transition and still I cut my hair, and my mom was like, "Why are you doing that?" And I was like, "I don't know." So, I was pretty much stupid. But yeah, it was pretty much hard transitioning with short hair. I actually got hair extensions before I transitioned. So yeah, but that's expensive. I had already asked, and I think you overlooked it. I didn't overlook it. Like, it's really easy to miss. I do suggest any certain method of HRT. I'll be going on pills in March. Not sure if I went with patch or shot. Mm, yeah, the doctors don't really like it when you're on pills more than a month, more than a year. I mean, just because it can be damaging for the liver. So I would recommend gels. I'm on gels. I put the estrogen gel on my thighs every evening, and that's something that you can do. So I would recommend that. But if you don't want that, I would recommend like patches, because shots, I think it's weird. I mean, like, you don't have to do that. That's just go to the hospital, like, to get your shots. Isn't that pretty extensive? Who was the first person you ever told that you were trans? My mom. Not about being trans, but are you and your boyfriend engaged now? Yes, we are. Is there a way to do HRT at 13? Yes. If you talk to your, I mean, not the estrogen. I'm not sure how it works where you are. As I said multiple times, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I'm just letting you know how it pretty much works here in Sweden, and then you have to figure it out yourself on Google, on how everything works where you are. But essentially, you need your parents' consent to transition if you're under the age of 18. How did you choose the name Matilda? I chose it because it was just normal. I like to blend in. I want to be like everyone else, and I just want to blend in. So I wanted a name on M, because that was the first letter of my dad name. So I wanted the same initials. So I decided that I wanted a name on M, and I just started looking around. And Matilda, that's very common in my age group. So, people that were born when I was born, it was a popular name back then. So I was like, this is perfect. So I decided to take that very normal name because I want to blend in. It's actually a German name, and it means like warrior princess or something, I believe. I think so. Or like warrior woman. Did you transition while attending school? If so, how would you change your name? Um, I actually I started transitioning at school, but people didn't really know that I was transitioning, if that makes sense. I was like on HRT, but I didn't tell anyone. I was like, "Shh, shh." So yeah, uh, I only changed my names after school. I like the name. It's a nice name. Thank you, Robert. Hi, I was wondering how hard it was to feminize your voice. God, I don't really remember, but I think that it was pretty hard. Like I think that in the beginning my throat was pretty sore and I wasn't really enjoying it that much. Um but yeah, I think it was like in the middle, smack in the middle. um it was hard sometimes, but it was also pretty easy afterwards. Like when you got the hang of it, it was pretty easy actually. My vocal coach really helped me a lot, so all thanks to her. Are hormones taken by pills or by injections? That is all up to you, honey. But pills aren't really that great. I mean, they're great to begin with because they're so easy to ingest. But doctors recommend for you to go off the pill. Go off the pill. It sounds like, go off the pill. No, but go off the estrogen pills after 1 year because it's not really good for the liver or like your organs. Because hormones normally don't go through your digestion system. Um, so they recommend for you to go on something else that are like either on your skin or a shot. But in Sweden, we don't really do injections. I'm reading the comment section. That is why I'm so quiet. I'm thinking of getting a voice feminization surgery. That is definitely possible. However, doctors recommend for you to first try vocal therapy instead of going for the vocal feminization surgery because there are risks with every surgery. There are risks. So doctors recommend for you to first go to a like vocal coaching, and then if that doesn't really work or if you're not satisfied with the results, you can try vocal feminization surgery. What do you think about hormone stickers? I don't really have anything to say about that. Like I have no opinion whatsoever on hormone patches. I don't know why you always look a little mad when you read the comments. Yeah, I get that a lot. I get that a lot from other things as well. Like sometimes when I'm on my phone, people are like, "What are you so angry about?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just reading on my phone." And they're like, "Why do you look like you look like this?" I don't know. I don't know why. That's just me. What is it like taking hormones? Mm, euphoric. I mean, if you're trans, getting those hormones, I would say is pretty euphoric. Or for me at least, it was. Getting on the HRT was something I wanted for such a long time that when I finally got on them, it was just amazing. I remember seeing the first changes. It was like my life just clicking. It's like a puzzle. It was like a puzzle piece just fitting perfectly. I can't, it's so hard to try to explain it, but it felt like for the first time in my sad existence, it was a glimmer of hope, a glimmer of happiness. Yeah. Deep, y'all. Do you envy cis women? Not really, not anymore. I did before, but not now. Not now. Not now. Not anymore. That sounds so amazing. I can't wait until my time comes. Um, I'm just Amanda. I have a question for you because you live in Sweden as myself. Have you received your letter on when you're about to get on hormones, or where are you in your transition? I really want to know. I'm interested because I'm having an open conversation with a few news outlets, and I want the best. I want to explain to them how it is because I've already transitioned. I transitioned 10 years ago, and for me, it's all done, so I can't really talk about how transitioning in Sweden is right now because I've already done it like 10 years ago and it isn't the same anymore. It was a lot easier when I did it because it wasn't as many who wanted, help. Jag var bekräftelse på remiss till utredningsteamet i Stockholm. Preliminärt första möte med dem är nu sommar. Mhm. Så du har inte pratat med socionomerna och sånt? Och hur länge har du väntat? Okay, how long have you waited? Like, when did you send the letter, and when are, like, I want to know everything. I'm very intrigued. Okay. Mhm. I'm sorry to everyone else who are not interested, but for me, I really want to know how everything works in like when you go through your transitioning at the moment. Så sätter du pratar svenska i en helt annan ton. Ja, jag tror jag gör det. Jag tror att jag pratar lite mer snällt när jag pratar svenska. And I'll talk like a valley girl when I talk English. No, I got someone said that they think that I sound differently when I speak Swedish, and I think I sound more like nicer when I speak Swedish, and when I speak English, I'm like, yes, girl. Yes, exactly. Like you do you, boo. Like you do you. Like I'm from LA, and I just want to have, kombucha, and just I want to be on the beach, and I want to, I pretty much sound like that. I think when I speak English, and then when I speak Swedish, I'm like, so hi, yeah. No, it's like it's really hard to explain. Okej, fick remissen bekräftad i början av förra året. Okej. Det var riktigt länge alltså. Och det var 18 till 24 preliminär väntetid till första träffen med utredningsteamet. Ja, det är inte okej. Det är inte okej. Nu måste jag säga det den där. Nej, det är inte acceptabelt. Så länge behöver inte jag vänta, och det är lite sjukt. Det måste jag säga. Nej, men det ska jag ta upp med människor, förstår du. För när man har en YouTube-kanal så lyssnar människor lite mer auktoritära personer. Sorgligt nog. De gör det. Your English voice is great. Yeah, I love Valley girls. I'm like a Valley stan. I'm like a Valley girl stan. I sincerely believe that if I was born anywhere else, I would love to be born in LA. Just like smack down in the middle of LA. Did you have to drop off HRT before SRS? Do you have to do that? No, I don't think so. Like, it was such a long time ago. It was such a long time ago that I can't really remember, but I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. I got a memory unlocked. It's like somewhere in my brain, a memory which is like unlocked. Do you ever get that sometimes when you see online and it's like there's like a picture of a game that you played when you were younger, and you're like, oh, I didn't even know I had that memory. Like, what is happening up here? But yeah, okay, so I've got a memory unlocked. And yes, I had to go off HRT before my SRS, but just for like 1 week, I believe, and nothing really happened. Like, it's a week, nothing happened. The only thing that happened was that I started crying like uncontrollably, and my hormones, they just like died. So yeah. Jag kan hålla med om att själva utredningen tar tid, för det ska vara 100% säker med trans, men det finns ingen anledning att jag ska vänta så länge för att det ska komma dit. Nej, exakt, Amanda. Exakt. My friend who did her SRS 2 months ago said the doctor recommended going off HRT, but it wasn't a requirement. More just like in case something happens. Yeah, that is what I did. I went off it 1 week, I think, before the SRS. So yeah, have you had your facial feminization surgery? No, I haven't. required for me for 6 weeks before. Damn, and 2 weeks after, that's crazy. Result was hot flushes. Yeah, I got them too. I was sweating like crazy and I was crying, and I just I took something out of the refrigerator, and I just cried. And my mom was like, what are you crying about? And I'm like, I don't know, okay? I don't know. I'm not even sad. Like that. And she was like, that's one crazy biatch. um, LA is a very lonely place. I lived there for 10 years. It's awful. I don't believe you. Don't be crushing my dreams. Yeah, but I've heard that too. I follow some, influencers and bloggers that moved to LA and they said that they've never been lonelier. But I just I just have a connection with a valley girl mentality. Roughly, how much money do you think you spent on your transition? Getting the SRS was maybe like, it's completely free, but you have to pay like $30 to talk to the doctor. Um, maybe like, and also you need to pay. I had to pay $80 to stay at the hotel at the hotel at the hospital for 7 days, and that was like $80. So roughly, $120 for the SRS, and then I need to pay for my HRT, but that's that. That's it. I didn't need to pay anything else. So you still sound like a man. Okay, whatever. Curious about when you're speaking English. Do you think in English too? Yes, when I speak English, my voice in my head switches to English. I live in LA right now and I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm going to believe Rick. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. All jokes aside, I know, I've heard plenty of people saying that LA is very lonely, but the thing is, I don't want to live in America. I don't want to live in the USA because I'm pretty happy with having universal health care and going to a school that is free and getting higher education for free. That is something that I want. So I would love. I don't really want to move there actually, but I just feel like there are certain things that I just love about America. It just feels so friendly. Everyone is so open, and like here in Sweden, we don't even talk to our neighbors. If I died, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't care. They would be like, "Oh no, okay, who cares?" But it feels much more like a community in the USA. Maybe that is what I've like kind of just got from Hollywood movies. Maybe it's not even like that. Have you ever visited America? No, I haven't. I think in English almost all the time myself. I often have to actively translate to Swedish before I speak. That is pretty cool, actually. That happened to me when I was I was in I was an ex I was an ex oh my god, I was an exchange student to a French school when I went to high school, and I was there for maybe like 2.5 weeks. However, I lived at a family, in France, and they obviously only spoke English to me so we could have a conversation. Sometimes, we spoke a little bit French, but I wasn't really good at speaking French. And I went to, the French school and everyone talked English to me. And then the end of that trip, I thought like everything, my thoughts were in English. So yeah. Thank you so much, Peace, Love, and Serve. Thank you so, so much. Everyone, check out Peace, Love, and Serve. Thank you for that super chat. That is so amazing. Good morning, morning in California. Oh my God. I've had this rant talking about California and like LA, and you're just like, I live there. You're just swooping in and letting me know that you live in California. But honestly, thank you so much. Can you say some words in French? I don't want to butcher it, but yes, I can. But I don't want to butcher it. Like, ça va bien. Je m'appelle Matilda. Things like that. But I don't want to butcher anything. I know that my accent in French is like horrible. Really, really horrible. So if there's any French people in the audience right now, I'm so sorry that I butchered your language. I'm so sorry. Hi, Queen. Oh my God, hi. Hi, Sasha. Oh my God, love that name. It's so like rolls of the tongue, like Sasha. It's like a Bratz doll. I love it. Would you suggest any good translating sites? I know you haven't been in a single in a long time, but I figure you might. So okay, so I've collaborated with a company called Transfable, and there you can date, as a trans person, but that is the only one I know. Or you can just, if you're really looking for, dating on a trans website, then I would recommend Transfable. However, I would just recommend Tinder. I love Tinder, or not right now, because I'm single. Not single. I mean, I'm in a relationship. What is happening with me? But I loved Tinder when I was single. I'm a straight guy and I love watching your videos. Thank you. Yes, Christian and I met on a dating website. Yes, exactly. As everyone else is saying, that sounds like something you should ask a doctor. I'm not a doctor or a professional in a medical field. So I would really recommend for you to speak to a doctor before transitioning. What are your plans for the future, Matilda? That's such a sweet question, Gabrielle. Or yeah. So I want to move to a house. I want to move to a beautiful house with a big yard and, nature surrounding my house. I don't want too many neighbors. I want to have a house smack in the middle of nature. And then I want two kids with Christian, of course. And I just want to live out my life as a rich biatch. That's my goal for the future. Thank you so much, Jerome. Thank you so much. Love to watch your videos and learn about transition. Thank you, honestly, so much. Everyone, check out Jerome. Tinder is not for dating in the US, it's hooking up. I mean, it's the same in, obviously, it's the same everywhere. Tinder is pretty much very revolved around how you look like. So it's pretty much the same here in Sweden. However, you can also, write in your bio that you're interested in something more serious, and then you will also find people that are serious as well. That is what I mean. Have to go. Thank you, Matilda. Bye bye. Bye. Thank you for staying and watching for a little while. You say you're an introvert. Is it because you're trans? Are you afraid to go out in case you get hate? No, it has nothing to do with me being trans. I'm not afraid to go out. I love to go out. I love the outdoors. An introvert is pretty much, if you're an extrovert, you get energy from people. Like, you get energized when you're with people, and when you're an introvert, you get drained. Like, you get your energy lost. Like, your energy drains when you're with people. So that is kind of like, yeah. I'm an outgoing introvert. So when I'm with people, I can talk and I can be, la la la, and just joke with them. And I don't have like social problems really. But the next day, I can't see anyone. I have to be like at home in my apartment and not go out for an entire day. Just sit at home. That's basically what I mean. I'm not scared of going out, or and I'm not scared of talking to people, and I'm not even I have never ever been scared of going out because I'm trans. I'm just, yeah. How old are your sisters? One is 16, one is 19, and one is 31. Or, yeah, 31. Wait. Yeah, 31. Are you going to adopt kids? I'm going to adopt. Hi from Maryland, USA. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm a little bit tired and I'm going to hop into the shower very soon. So I'm actually thinking of wrapping this up. Is the adoption process easy in Sweden? No, it's not. You're very gorgeous. Thank you. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this live stream here. And thank you so much to Peace, Love, and Serve and Jerome for your, your super chat. So thank you so much to them. And thank you to everyone else who watched. So, thank you honestly to everyone. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you in my next video that will be uploaded on Saturday. And then I will see you in the next live stream, I think on Monday. So yeah, thank you guys for being here and I love you. Bye guys.